The kid in the seat behind me took out his life jacket and inflated it mid-flight. My 3-year-old is angry because the beavers keep chomping on the trees. My 4-year-old is watching Toy Story for the first time ever, and he just whispered to himself, "Alive toys." I knew it. The loss of innocence. Look at the trust and candor in his eyes in the first one. Gone forever in the second. Cry. Father's Day message. Kids, please don't rush things. We all love you, so always remember that, even when you're dead. My 3-year-old accidentally unspooked the entire roll of toilet paper, but don't worry, he fixed it. I was a stupid kid. When I first thought we were getting Chinese food, I asked my dad, "Do we have to go to China?" And he jokingly said, "Yep." So I cried for 20 minutes because I didn't want to move. Look out, world. My 4-year-old daughter is a tic-tac prodigy. My granddaughter drew me some artwork. Oh, hell nah. Told the kids I had trouble with handwriting when I was little, and 5-year-old asked if it was because pens were made of feathers. My kids are currently playing in real life Among Us. I only have 2 children. When you're not hungry for the whole pizza, but you still don't want to share. 4-year-old life hack. My daughter brings a checklist to stores now and just makes random checks. It makes everyone uncomfortable. That time I figured out how to take the lid off the vent and proceeded to get stuck in it. This is my first time babysitting, and I don't know where I went wrong, but my niece is currently asleep on her head. Do I call the parents or the exorcist? Both. Call both. My 6-year-old wants to be a doctor so she can help sick kids. My 4-year-old wants to be a porcupine so she can stab people with her butt. There's a kid snorkeling in the fountains at Market Square. I'm done. There was a spring in 2nd grade where every single recess I would walk out of, I would walk out to the most remote part of the playground, die dramatically, and lie motionless for the entire 20 minutes. I was trying to trick a turkey vulture into coming down to eat me so I could grab it as a pet. 6-year-old son had been asking me over and over, "Do you need to go to the bathroom?" I just found out why. I'm in church right now, and this is happening. Why is she drawing the devil? Explain how you know. I read the book. 2 self-inflating whoopee cushions taped to the bottom of his shoes. Fart shoes. Son, brushing teeth. Dad, why don't we have to brush our other bones? Because they're inside of us, and don't need it like your teeth do. I want to brush my bones. Me, son. I want to brush my bones, Dad. Please stop saying that. I'm glad we own 10,000 stuffed animals, so my toddler can fall asleep cuddling with a jar of peanuts. My child is desperately wiggling a loose tooth, so she can force Santa and the tooth fairy to meet and fight. Kids presented us with a written declaration of war. We would like to have some power in this house. Example, control bedtime. How long our walks are. When we get to watch TV. If you do not sign, we will declare war on the parents. Sign here. 7-year-old. Wait, do animals make babies the same way people do? Me, yes. 7-year-old mutters, "Oh my gosh." My brother can't stop talking about pineapples, despite never actually seeing a whole one before. My mum bought one for him earlier, and it hasn't left his side yet. What is the stupidest way you've injured yourself? When I was a kid, we had a blue carpet in the living room. I had just watched some movie or show where the characters jumped into a painting, and I started thinking maybe if I believed really hard, the blue carpet would turn into a vast ocean. So I climbed up on the recliner and swan dove into the floor. If you're gonna cry when I destroy you in Candyland, don't bother asking me to play next time. I asked the kids to not eat all the strawberries. Hey, at least they listened. Punching myself in the nuts until I'm famous. Day 4. Every guy randomly in the middle of the day. I felt a great disturbance in the force. First 7 hours of the car trip. Non-stop whining, fighting, and crying. Last 5 minutes before we get home. My niece really just had her 8th birthday at Target. She's obsessed. I knew her rock star lifestyle would catch up with her eventually. I got a 4-day suspension for bringing this lonely peacock into the school cafeteria. My niece ate my two-faced chocolate bar palette because it smells like chocolate. I don't know if I should cry or laugh. I found this in my son's dresser. Please God have mercy on his soul. My wife packed their outfits today, and she did not understand why I was laughing. At least they tried. I'm thankful for my family, God, and Miss Clary. I'm thankful for God and Jesus. I'm thankful for all the dead people because at least they tried. I need lots of padding to play Wipeout. He is wearing 30 diapers at once. My 5-year-old nephew asked how long my newborn needed to charge before he could go home. It's a heart rate monitor. I did my 6-year-old niece's makeup. Then let her do mine. My son found a piece of brick outside and put it in a Ziploc bag for safekeeping and brought it inside. Needed a 2-minute break from my kids and they tried breaking into my room. Where in the dad manual did it mention how to stop a 3-year-old from taking bites out of drywall? He has decided that because his boots are camo, he shouldn't have to put them in his closet because you can't see them. My son was asked to combine 2 animals for his biology class. This morning my son said his ear hurt, and I said on the inside or outside. So he walks out the front door, comes back in and says both. Moments like this got me wondering if I'm saving too much for college. Super excited about my 2-year-old telling me he hears Nanny living in the walls. Oh, cool. He's saying hi to her. He didn't want to share his leg hole. Give your kids controllers that are not hooked up. They will play like this for hours. Get you someone who looks at you the way my brother looks at potatoes. Listen, turds. Caden is grounded. Please do not knock. First time home alone with the kids. My wife asked for an update, so I sent this. What the hell did the baby do? Nothing. So my auntie bought this so my cousin's head wouldn't be rolling around on the road. And this is what happened. My 1.5-year-old breaking down because I won't allow him to eat the diaper rash cream before bed. Things that made my toddler cry this week. I wouldn't let the dog drive him to daycare. The bath was too wet. He wanted syrup for breakfast. Just syrup. His sister keeps looking at him. He wants shoes like his friend Jacob. There is no Jacob. How about your kid? The funniest thing that's ever happened to me as a parent is once my 2-year-old was having a full-on meltdown and accidentally kicked an electronic toy dinosaur and it went, "Can you feed me?" And my son, through massive sobs, goes, "No, I can't right now, dinosaur," and continued screaming. Circle the smallest number. Tell or show how you know the answer. $400 donation. Thanks. Wow, you're loaded. I'm sorry. This is his mother. He is a 5-year-old boy who accidentally purchased things on my account. I'm turning it to get it back. Lol. I told my 6-year-old his shoes were on the wrong feet. After a very long pause, he said, "I don't have any other feet." When your son comes home with this that he made in Holiday Club, apparently it's a hedgehog. That's something you hit zombies with. Instead of telling my 4-year-old to pick up her toys, I like to say, "Wanna play a game? Let's see how fast you can put all of this in there." Works every time. They told me to bring a prop for my graduation photo. I complied. My dad got my sister a bar of soap because he said her attitude stinks. When the kids at school have been picking on your kid and you've had enough of their stuff, why my 3-year-old is crying. He doesn't want to be a mammal. Reason why my child is crying. The warning label on her car seat is touching her. Well, my baby sister's bag. Those Watsits. Note to self, be more vigilant to pack makeup away. We're bringing back the #Selfie Olympics in 2018. When your 8-year-old brother pulls off the greatest executed face swap you've ever seen. What were the dumbest lies you believed when you were a kid? Eating too much sugar will glue my butt cheeks together. Thanks, Mom. This is what I will look like when I am 100 years old. Sup, ladies? My sister and I were pulling weeds in the yard this morning, and I got distracted. What are you wearing? I wouldn't let him eat the rest of the football. Ah, you horrible parent. I hope my sister stays 11 forever. Okay. What's the Apple password? And email to get into the FaceTime on the iPad. Why'd you say P*word? Because it has a bad word in it. I was bored, so I put this on and sat on my kitchen floor in the dark waiting for my mum to get home. And when she saw me, she screamed so loud the neighbors called the cops. This picture of me and my friends crowding around my Barbie laptop back in 2006 looks like a stock photo and honestly should be a meme. Should I hit send? Roast her, Tiffany. Oh, good. My son put my wireless headphones in a plastic container of water to keep them safe. Good, fine, great, how wonderful. Don't laugh, but when I was little and it was pouring outside, I thought that God and Satan were fighting. So I used to get my belt and hit the ground so I could help the Lord out. My 8-year-old daughter asked me if this was from a cow. I told her yes. So, was his name Chuck? Just casually taking a rest and watching cartoons? #weird kids. Why is your kid crying today? Mine didn't get picked in a game she was playing alone. How old are you? 7, almost 8. Please enter your real age. 9-year-old didn't want to try my lemon loaf, but when I rebranded it as lemon cake, he was interested. Amazing school year planned. This year, I plan to eat a burrito without cutting it in half. Kids make no sense. Wow, kid looks comfy. Dear Tooth Fairy, I am sorry that I swallowed my tooth again. Love, Jacob. Just another day at the ER. Age 52. 43. 9. The complaint was fidget spinner stuck on pee-pee when B was 3. I love you the mostest. I love you, my tiniest baby. I love you, my oldest mummy, my fossil mum. You are a fossil. My 3-year-old insisted on bringing a lunchbox full of clean underwear while running all of our errands today. This was not in any of the parenting books I read. Today, my 3-year-old niece cried because she remembered she hit her leg somewhere 3 days ago. She said she forgot to cry about her leg that day. Apparently, my 9-year-old nephew wanted permission to make a Facebook account and my sister was like, no, you're 9. And then he figured out how to make one behind her back and got caught immediately when he sent her a friend request. Just saw a child call Spider-Man, the Fortnite guy. I just lost the will to live. We took her to a Justin Bieber concert. My kid looking over my shoulder as I sign an email. Kid, you're not a doctor. Yes, I am. What do you think I was studying for all the time when you were little? Oh, I thought you just liked reading books and crying. He doesn't want to go, even though we've repeatedly told him we're not going anywhere. Called my boys down for dinner, and they showed up like this. When I was a kid, like 6, I thought that the reason actors got paid so much was because every time you wanted to watch a movie, they would have to act it out and stream it to you. See, this would make sense why they get paid so much. Yesterday in the park, I saw a toddler screaming, "Bad dog!" at a goose, and I can't stop thinking about it. My niece asked me one day why I always wear the same tattoos. Like, you guys don't know how angry I am. What did they do? I don't even know what that is. Keep your eye on the ball, 3-year-old, in bathroom. Mummy, can I put this sticker on Dad's card? Me, in bed. Yes. Will he love it? Yes. My daughter's elementary school emailed this photo so parents can claim lost glasses. The school only has 190 students. Kid can spell war and kill, but not his name. I hope you kill a lot of people in the war. Jexamu. First day of 2nd grade. Can you imagine being Gavin's teacher? You randomly look over at his face and think, mood, change into negative. Children in the dark make mistakes. Mistakes in the dark make children. The teacher, that kid. Recipe for inevitable toddler meltdown. 2 parts missed nap. 1 part wrong cup color. 1 part lost whistle. A dash of dead iPad. Marinate until 4 p.m. Serve inconsolable until bedtime. My toddler pointed at my stomach and said, peanut butter, and then laughed uncontrollably. I'm not sure what it meant, but it stung. Finally gets gloves on toddler correctly. Dies of old age. When my youngest brother was little, he was being bullied and went to my parents for help. They told him, sticks and stones may break my bones. They then asked him to finish the phrase and he said, but chains and whips excite me. He seriously thought that was the 2nd part. He met Iron Man, out of costume. My 6-year-old brother's teacher asked the class what their favorite season was, and he said garlic powder. I'm sus among us. Get out of my head, get out of my head, get out of my head. When my son was 4, he saw a commercial that said, brushing alone is not enough to prevent cavities and tooth decay. So he made us start brushing our teeth with him. It's been 3 years. Nobody tell him. When I was 6, I used to think that your car could read your mind and would signal your turn for you. It took me until 9 to realize that you actually have to flick a stalk to use the turn signal. The 6-year-old flatly refused to believe that we used to navigate using maps made of paper. You mean like pirates? He couldn't get the last Cheerio on the spoon. He's stuck. Am I older than my older sister? Is Yahoo Answers still around? I don't even know. People were just so... I feel like I don't even know if people have got stupider. It bothers me the intelligence of animals is measured by how willing they are to obey the commands of a human. Same goes for students at schools. I just realized how messed up that is. Wow. I'm in Target and I hear a little boy point out a DVD he wants called Diarrhea of a Wimpy Kid. Wow. I have to confess, guys. This is honestly what I used to think it was called. I was this kid. My brother and his wife left a shopping list unattended. Their 6-year-old son got to it and, oh no, somebody farted and pooped and somebody stuck their butt in the toilet. Okay. When I was a kid, I was hospitalized because my Game Boy shut off in the middle of a gym leader battle on Emerald, and I got so mad that I took the batteries out and ate them. Oh my Game Boy SP has literal bite marks in them because my 5th grader bit down on it every time I lost a Pokemon battle in Emerald because I had anger issues, I guess. My brothers are funnier than I care to admit. Yeah, this is not a child, but this looks like a kid. Literally. A bit is crazy. The best thing about my school is the Danny DeVito shrine hidden behind the paper towel dispenser in one of the bathrooms. Technically correct is the best kind of correct. Come up with an equation that is true when x equals 7. Be creative. You can make the equation as simple or as complex as you want. X equals 7. Really? He deserves an award for this. I'm not sure this is a kid, but kinda looks like it. I am currently in a New York penthouse on the 80th floor. Beyonce's place is 6 floors below. I can officially say I'm above Beyonce. My mum writes my little brother's teacher a note, and he brings it back home the next day, and she wrote this. Mrs. Brinson, will you please contact me concerning a conference? Confirm? No, I am so sorry. Other mums have already asked me the same thing, and I got to do that, so no thank you. remembering when I was 7 and found out that showers instead of baths saved water. So then filled the bath up with the shower head to save my parents money. Mum, said my 6-year-old, look at your child. So I looked, and there, sitting cross-legged in a miniature lawn chair, was my 2-year-old drinking A1 sauce straight out of the bottle. My 7-year-old just woke me up at 1 a.m. in the morning and asked if water is window juice. One time when I was 5 to 6, I asked my brother how French fries were made, and he told me, they inject mashed potatoes into the skins of the fries with a syringe. I believed that until I saw my mum cooking home fries for breakfast one morning when I was 8, your son. I'm not so upset about the single bites out of the cookies so much as when I caught him and said, stop. He quickly took one last bite. My mum was an infant school teacher. One of the kids thought God's actual name was Harold, as in, our Father who art in heaven, Harold be thy name. My 2.5-year-old goes to daycare with identical twins named Maria and Aurelia, but she calls them Maria and more Maria. So this guy's sharing all the crazy stuff he did as a little kid. When I was little, I would stab holes in my mum's Tupperware so that I could catch bees in them, and it really annoyed her because we literally had no Tupperware left. I took a knife to all of it. One time when I was in elementary school, I wanted to get out of math class, so during recess, I ate a bunch of random stuff I found in the woods, like dirt, and pine cones and sticks to try and make myself sick. When I was a kid and my mum took me to the beach, I used to dig giant holes in the sand. I'm talking 5 feet straight down until I hit water, and then I would just sit in there for hours until it was time to go. Parents of Reddit, what is the weirdest thing you've caught your child doing? At the time, I was pregnant with my second child. I walked past the bathroom and I heard my firstborn son, who was about 1.5 years old, in there making coughing sounds. I go in to look and he was standing by the toilet coughing into it. I had horrible morning sickness and he was mimicking the throwing up. Until I was like 12, I was vegan because my parents were too, and one time in like 5th grade science class, we had to draw pictures of carnivores, omnivores, herbivores, etc. And like 5 kids drew a picture of me for herbivore, and that was the moment I realized I hated public school. Once I woke in the middle of the night to find my 4-year-old son standing beside my bed. When he saw my eyes open, he hesitantly asked, would you please come check my campfire? Fortunately, it was still rather a small campfire, but I scrubbed kitchen walls for 7 days after. Recently, my 6-year-old daughter asked me why nobody else in her class had 2 mums or 2 dads. You know how most people write with their right hand? Yeah, marrying a girl is like being left-handed. It's less common, but not any worse or better. Oh, that makes sense. Perfect explanation. But how am I supposed to explain this to my kids? Kids aren't stupid. Maybe you suck at explaining. So one time me and my friend were playing rock, paper, scissors when I started to win every time. This eventually led to people gathering around, watching, and as I won for the 10th time, he said, we're not friends anymore, and walked away. I never saw him since. One time when I was a kid, I ended up accidentally knocking over the lamp in the living room, which broke the light bulb and the lamp screen. I hid the lamp in my bed so that my mum wouldn't notice, and placed a wet towel over the broken glass in the living room, hoping it would soak up the tiny glass pieces. Imagine my surprise when my mum got back, and the first thing she pointed out was that her lamp was missing. My kid brain was completely convinced that she wouldn't notice, since I had hidden the evidence so well. Best place to put the switch to charge. Olivia is grounded to her room for an hour. I just watched her crawl on the floor with a white towel over her head, trying to get out of her confinement. When I reprimanded her, she backed right into the room without a word. Back in her room, I heard her say to herself, well, plan A of making mum think I'm a ghost didn't work. It's time for plan B. As I type, I can see she's just hiding under a chair thinking I won't notice that she, again, left her timeout spot. I just said, do you want to be grounded for longer? She again quietly went back to the room and the drawing board. Stupid plan B. That didn't work. What else do we have, brain? She's going to be a business owner, isn't she?